What is going on, guys? I'm your host, Beau. Welcome back to Movie Stalkers, and here we are, folks. 2016 is coming to an end. Today is New Year's Eve. Tomorrow will be 2017. And as I sit here counting down the last few hours of 2016, we gotta do, of course, my top 10 best movies of 2016. Now, before we get down with this list, I just want to mention that I did do my top 10 worst movies of 2016. If you guys have not seen that list, go check it out. And also, keep in mind, this is an opinion-based list, as every top 10 list is. It's all opinion-based. So if there's a movie on here that you feel like should have been on the top 10, you guys let me know what your top 10 is after I reveal mine. So, before we get down with this list, I just want to give a few honorable mentions. Movies that could have possibly made this list but didn't, but were still really good films and I want to give an honorable mention to. So before we get down to this top 10 list, here are my honorable mentions. Take a look. So there you guys have it. The one that I was very hard to not put on my top 10 list was Moana. I really wanted to put Moana on my top 10, but it just didn't make it. It just didn't make it. But those are all my honorable mentions. So here we go, guys. Here are my top 10 best movies of 2016. Starting off my list at number 10 is Doctor Strange. Now, Doctor Strange is, to me, one of the most surprising films of the year, because, if you guys know me, I was not particularly excited for Doctor Strange. I thought the advertisement for it was average, and when I went into it, I didn't have that much expectations, but I came out of it, and I was pretty surprised. Benedict Cumberbatch was a perfect casting choice for Doctor Strange. Tilda Swinton was also great as the Ancient One. The visual effects are phenomenal, and I really like just the simple premise of Doctor Strange, and I like the origin story that they told, and I liked Benedict Cumberbatch's attitude as Doctor Strange. It was kind of like a Tony-esque type of attitude, and overall I really liked the movie, and I'm really excited to see Doctor Strange more in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like in Infinity War or something, who knows. So, Benedict Cumberbatch did a pretty good job. At number 9, I have Deadpool. Now, Deadpool, I think, was, in my opinion, the most surprising movie of the year. Because this could have easily flopped. Like, easily flopped. This could have been, like, one of the biggest flops in R-rated superhero movies, period. But it wasn't. Deadpool was a very funny comedy. It's my favorite comedy of the year. It's hilarious. Ryan Reynolds was born to play Deadpool. And I just really liked the comedy aspect. I loved how violent and gruesome it is, and I loved the fourth wall breaking. And I also liked Colossus and Megasonic Teenage Warhead in this movie. They were very funny additions to the movie, and overall it was pretty cool. And I'm really excited to see the sequel with Cable. So I think that for a movie that took 11 years to make, I think it was worth the wait. At number 8, I have Deepwater Horizon. Deepwater Horizon was a film that I was particularly happy to see because, one, I know a lot about Deepwater Horizon, the event, because I read a lot about it, and I know a lot about like what went down in this oil rig, and seeing that they were doing a film adaptation of it, I was very fascinated to see what they would do. And honestly speaking, this is probably the best disaster film of the year, because Mark Wahlberg and Kurt Russell were great. You could really feel the tension on the oil rig itself, and I liked that they took some time to develop the characters before they actually get to the Deepwater Horizon part of it. But that was also the problem with this movie that I said in my movie review. It takes a while for the Deepwater Horizon aspect to happen, but then again, I do appreciate that we did get some character development, and it's not just about the event itself, we do get some character development, and the characters were pretty cool, and I love Peter Berg's vision in this movie, and I can't wait to see him once again in Patriots Day. Peter Berg, you're pretty awesome. At number 7, I have Kubo and the Two Strings. Now, Kubo and the Two Strings is a very special movie in my opinion because it's from a company that doesn't honestly get a lot of great box office. That's Leica Entertainment. They're the people who gave you Paranorman, Caroline, and now Kubo and the Two Strings. And I think Kubo and the Two Strings is a movie that I personally want to win an Oscar for, maybe for Best Animated Feature, because it's very, very, very good in terms of the story, the animation, the voice acting, and it's just very, very special because, and that's a word I never really use for movies, but for Kubo and the Two Strings, I feel like it's very, very special in many ways. For instance, the character Kubo is someone that a lot of the audience can relate to, and is a character that develops throughout the entire movie, and the payoff at the end, I think, is very good for this character. And Charlize Theron and Matthew McConaughey as the other characters were very, very cool. I liked Charlize Theron as the monkey, and then Matthew McConaughey as the beetle. I think that they were very, very cool, and their characters, when you find out who they really are in the movie, are pretty interesting. And overall, I really loved this movie. I had it higher on my list, but then it just got lower. But still a really good movie. I highly recommend watching it, because Leica needs to keep making more of these movies. Please, support this movie. Love it. We need another one of these. Leica, I liked it. At number 6, I have Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Now, I know you guys were expecting me to put this somewhere. I'm putting it at number 6, and I feel like a lot of people are putting it at number 6 for many, many reasons. Because Rogue One was a great movie. I enjoyed it for the most part, and it was really, really good. But the only reason why I put it at number 6 is because I mentioned it in my review. That is, the first act really didn't work for me, and I feel like the team could have been a little bit more connected and a little bit more fleshed out. But the action was great. The connections to the other movies, Star Wars movies, was great. Some of the favorite characters of mine were K2SO and Donnie Yen's character. I feel like they were the standouts of this movie. And the environment there that this movie was in was great. And I liked that it was more of a war movie than their traditional Star Wars movie, which I did like. And I liked the premise. I liked how it connected with A New Hope. And the ending to this movie I felt like was perfect. And it definitely set up A New Hope, in my opinion, perfectly. So, that's where I put it at. So, the Force was strong in this one. At number 5, I have Zootopia. Now, the funny thing about this movie is that a lot of people don't have this on their top 10 list. I have looked at a lot of top 10 lists, and Zootopia is not on their list. Now, I'm surprised by that, because Zootopia it's the best animated film of the year. Okay? It is. It has great animation, great characters, and the thing that I really love about this movie is that it takes a concept about race, which is what us, in real life are dealing with right now, and it simplifies it way down with these animal characters in a Disney Pixar movie, which I really, really liked. And I loved Jason Bateman in this movie. I loved his voice acting. I thought he did a really good job, and I felt like the structure of this film was very well put together, and I liked just the concept alone just got me. I just love the concept of this movie, race, which is something that we as humans don't really like to talk about as much, especially in films. We don't like to address this issue a lot, but Disney puts it right out in your face, but in a simplified format with these animal characters, which I really, really thought was genius in Zootopia. So, Zootopia, you hit me really hard, and yeah, really, really cool. Alright, number 4, of course, Captain America Civil War. I had to put this in my top 5 somewhere. Definitely the best movie experience of the year for me. I had so much fun watching this movie in the theater, and definitely the best superhero movie of the year. I mean, this is something that honestly could have been bad. It could have been really bad in some respects, but it didn't. It actually did really, really, really good, thanks to the Russo brothers, because without them, this movie would have fell apart. I think that without the Russo brothers, this movie wouldn't have been as great as it is. They were able to take superheroes against superhero and actually make it sound like they're wanting to fight each other, not like another superhero movie that came out this year where you don't understand their intentions for fighting. I'm looking at you, Batman vs. Superman. But Captain America Civil War, you understand everyone's motives. Everybody has a purpose for each side that they're on. I love Spider-Man, I loved Black Panther in this movie, and I can't wait to see their solo movies, and I really, really liked the third act of this movie. And of course, the airport scene was phenomenal. It's definitely one of the best superhero scenes out there, and just very, 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 very entertaining. And just to let you know, I was on Team Iron Man for the entire thing. Yeah, that's right, I said it, come get me. Team Iron Man for life. Enough said. Alright, now we're at the top 3. What are they? Well, I'll tell you what number 3 is. Number 3 for me is Sing Street. Sing Street was a phenomenal movie. I absolutely loved Sing Street. It was a great, entertaining movie that didn't come out in the US. It came out, I believe, in Ireland. It was filmed in Ireland, and it's centered on these Irish people. And I believe it came out in a film festival. It didn't come out in theaters. If it did, it was like very, very small in select theaters. And I think that Sing Street is a very, very powerful and special movie because it's set in the 80s, which is very, very cool. And I liked how much it's a coming-of-age story, but also a musical in some respects, and how it's a romance movie as well. I liked how they blended all these concepts together into one movie, and it worked very, very well. I loved the acting in this movie. Jack Reynor was a very, very good supporting actor. I think that he should have been nominated for something in the supporting actor category. He brought a performance. There's this one scene that happens with Jack Reynor and the main character where he talks about how he used to be a steam engine or something, and I think that scene was very, very powerful for his character, and I think that it definitely shows his acting abilities as a dramatic actor and a supporting actor. I really love the music in this movie. What's that song called? Drive It Like You Stole It. Drive It Like You Stole It should have, I hope it wins best song for something because it's super good. I love Drive It Like You Stole It. That should have been the summer song of 2016, but it didn't catch on, unfortunately. Try Everything from Zootopia, I think, is the one that caught on. But I feel like Drive It Like You Stole It should have been the summer song of the year, but it didn't. But Sing Street is a phenomenal movie. Definitely check it out when you guys have the chance to. Sing Street is available on Netflix right now, as well as Captain America Civil War. Definitely check out those movies on Netflix when you get the chance to. And yeah, Sing Street, you were phenomenal. At number 2, I have La La Land. Of course this movie was going to make my top 3 somewhere, because I absolutely loved this movie. Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling were perfect. They are a perfect pair-up for this movie. It was gorgeous the way that they were acting in this movie, and I loved the 80s Hollywood throwback that they did for this movie. It was great. The opening scene of this movie gets me hooked. I loved it. I love the opening scene of this movie. The ending is perfect for this movie. And I also loved the fact that you can tell that a lot of work was put into this film, like from the choreography, from the performances, from the editing. You can tell that a lot of work has been put into this picture. And I also really, really enjoyed just the feels that I got from this movie. Like, you got happiness, you got sadness, you got the funniness. There's a lot of different tones and themes that are put into this movie. And yes, it is a musical. That's what it's mainly supposed to be. But that's not really what it is in its heart. What it really is, it's mainly about relationship versus dreams. Do you want to be in a relationship, or do you want to pursue your dreams? That's mainly what La La Land is about. And I feel like the concept that they did here, they explored it very, very well, and I felt like it was told very, very well. And I absolutely loved La La Land for that one reason, and it made my number 2 because it knocked my socks off. And at number 1 is, of course, Arrival. Arrival is definitely the best movie of 2016. It was a toss-up between Arrival or La La Land. All last night I was trying to think, is it Arrival or La La Land? Well, Arrival for me is a little bit better than La La Land because while La La Land has a great story, Arrival has the most unique story of 2016. I think that it should definitely win Best Screenplay because it definitely has a very, very unique story that you don't expect. Because from the advertisement of this movie, it just seemed like a regular alien invasion movie, but it's not that. It's completely different, and I was very, very shocked when I saw it in theaters, and it's one of those thinker movies, a movie that makes you think, and I really like movies that do that, and it's like one of those putting the puzzle together type of movies. It's not a detective movie, it's more of like, you get a little more information in the first act, you get a little bit more information in the second act, and then you get the climax, and you put the puzzle together in the third act. So, I liked that aspect a lot, and I just love, like, the little twists and turns that go along the way in the movie. And I'm not going to spoil what happens in the movie, just in case you guys haven't seen it, but, needless to say, it's very, very unique, and very, very fascinating, and I think that Arrival is number 1 just for that reason alone. Because the story was great, the performances from Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner were really great, and I think that Amy Adams, in my opinion, should win for Best Actress. I mean, it'll probably be Emma Stone, but for me, I would like Amy Adams to win for Best Actress. And Arrival, in my opinion, as I said, has a great story, great characters, and has a great false advertisement as well. It has one of the best false advertisement I've ever seen done in a film because it makes you feel that it is going to be an alien invasion movie, but that is not the case. It is completely different, and it is very, very unique, and that is why Arrival is the best movie of 2016, in my opinion. So those are my top 10 favorite movies of 2016. Again, it is all opinion-based, okay? I know you guys might have something different, but you guys let me know in the comment section below, what are your top 10 favorite movies of 2016? And do you have a movie that you think should be number 1? Or a movie that you think should be in number 7 or 8? Let me know. What is your top 10? Also, what is your top 10 worst movies of 2016? And also, what are your top 10 anticipated films for 2017? Because we got that list coming out very, very soon. And that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's my last video for 2016. You guys also let me know, well, how was your year in 2016? Was it a good one? Was it a bad one? And that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys in 2017. As always, as we end these videos, Beau out. See you next time. Peace. Happy New Year, everybody. See you in 2017.